Thank you, John.
Well, first again, I'd like to thank Mr. Urban for holding this forum. I thought it was very informative for myself, and I would like to congratulate the other candidates, and I'm so glad that we were able to do this together. Mr. Bryan, thank you for your moderation. I think it was special. So, and remember, I'm going to be following you around the city, so you can see me all over. You've seen me enough, but it's not over yet. Listen, I come with one message. I'm a resident. I lived here all my life. I absolutely identify with challenges and obstacles that can be overcome. But I'm also in tune to what it's going to take to get the kind of progress that our people need. And not only are we talking about people that are already in situations that could be considered financially stable, but also people that are in despair. And I'll tell you one thing's for sure. It doesn't really matter what ward you live in this city. I'm willing to bet that a higher percentage of residents in this city feel like they're in a little tighter space than they were just 2.5 years ago. That's universal. And so my thing is coming with a human, a holistic approach. Collaboration works. There are solutions when we come together and make decisions that we're all willing to invest in. Results are what we're looking for, I believe, in our leadership, and integrity is still important. So if those are the kinds of things that you want in representation, then I'm absolutely the person that you should consider on April 26th. Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much. I appreciate everybody coming out during this monsoon this evening. I know that a lot of people would probably just rather stay home and color the book or watch something terrible on television, but I appreciate everybody coming out and actually realizing that the stakes are very high right now in the city. In March of 1989, was the first time that I was in Washington, D.C., which was at Howard University's campus, a Howard grad. This was my introduction into Howard University's campus. Students took over the university because Lee Atwater had been assigned to be the board for the university. Lee Atwater was a Republican strategist who engineered several of the very divisive disenfranchisement campaigns in South Carolina. He was the person George Bush Sr.'s campaign who made, maybe people remember the Willie Horton advertisements. And they wanted to put him on to the board of Howard University because the president at the time thought this would be a great way to bring money to Howard University because Republicans got deep pockets and this guy's like the standard bearer for Republicans. And the students said, you know what, somebody who ran a racist, divisive campaign in South Carolina and for George Bush, we don't need that money. And so the students really did the moral thing at that moment, which was they stood up and they said, you know, it may cost us in the long run, but we're not gonna take that money. And the university relented, and Lee Atwater was a member of the board. That was a defining moment for me as a young person coming into college. You know, as a 18, 19-year-old, seeing that type of will and backbone out of students taking an interest in their community and saying that that price was too high for them is something that I was always stuck with me and really sort of got me into like wanting to be more involved in district politics. And I bring that up because there was a campaign continuing here to try to disenfranchise the voters of the District of Columbia. It doesn't come in sort of racist forms that Lee Atwater has presented. It comes in forms that are far more subtle. It comes with the Board of Elections not letting people know that there's an election on April 26th. It comes in the form of 3 out of 10 candidates showing up to a debate, and it's a little bit off the agenda. Maybe it's raining too much tonight. I think for me, there's no room too small. There's no voter too long. There's no conversation worth having. I think that when Richard gets my questionnaire back, we'll realize that we have several things that we just radically disagree on. But the most important thing in the District of Columbia is that we continue to talk. We continue to have this conversation. We act in a civil way because that is what society is about. And unfortunately in Washington, politics has become about power. It has become about money. It has become about connections. I don't want us to form into 2 cities of this is mine and this is yours. If we really are going to fulfill what Mayor Gray has called one city, then it has to start with just civics. And so while we talk about oversight and accountability and reform, if you go to my website, bryanweaverdc.com, those are the first 3 words there. It's oversight, accountability, and reform. And those are the things that are most important for this city. And if we're going to move forward, that is what I'm running on, and that is what I'm going to stay.
I'm on Page.
As we discussed, we're facing a 9-figure budget shortfall. My main position on now on Page-Statehood.com, I guess it's the same website. Right. My main position is we can't balance the budget on the backs of the poor. So I think we have to make the smart choices right now as we take on the shortfall and really consider the future. And not make any short-term choices in terms of budget cutbacks. They're going to hurt the city irreparably. I mean, there are people who are hanging on by a thread. It's an economy that's in a position where some people are they were living paycheck to paycheck before, but now they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they're borrowing some money from their neighbors to stay alive and to stay above water. So you know, cuts in things like rental assistance, child care can be catastrophic to huge segments of our population. We've got to make the right choice. It's a critical time. It's a critical time here. We're at a critical juncture in our world. You look at Ohio, you look at Wisconsin, you look at what happened in Providence, Rhode Island, you look at, again, Egypt, Libya, Yemen. The whole world's in flux. We're in a position where we can make radical change. We can push forward to an incredible, beautiful future if we all work together and we all just change the paradigm of how the city is operated. Oversight and accountability is important. We've got these visionary laws to get passed. We've got to fight to make sure that they get implemented, they get enforced. We can't have a mayor that's pushing his fully loaded navigator that's in violation of DC law. We can't have these things where money is wasted and agencies they're companies like nonprofits or for-profit organizations that get city money and they don't do what they're supposed to do. They have agreements to get tax incentive financing or tax abatements, and they're not living up to their end of the bargain. Whatever the case may be, we've got to have oversight. The council's got to be there, front and center, to fight the fight, and to make sure that the spirit of the law is abided by, and make sure that the people's interests are protected. I mean, it's that time. It's fighting time.